Women first entered the STEM field in the 1980s. Ever since then, they continued to pursue careers in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, but at a lower rate than their male counterparts. In present day, women have become an essential part of science and other related disciplines, but upon interpreting data released by the National Academies of Sciences, women only make up about 30% of STEM workers, thus raising the question as to why there is such a large discrepancy between these genders. Moreover, this video will be addressing the causes as to why there is a gender gap in STEM fields and some resolutions that can aid women with their journey into science, henceforth refuting many people's assumption about gender equity in STEM academia and workplaces. There has always been a large disparity of women workers in STEM. This may be due to the environment that's filled with instances of discrimination, harassment, and prejudice. Discrimination and prejudice have been a huge roadblock for women already in or trying to enter STEM fields. A study made by the Association of Women in Science reports on the bias in the recognition of women in science, engineering, and medicine-related fields. Their studies are reflected by this graph, which shows how men are twice as likely to win scholarly awards compared to women. A Yale study proved the extremity of bias in hiring when they performed a study with two identical applications, but with a male and female name. In the study, they allowed faculty participants to examine these applications and judge them. The male application always turned out on top, with their application being chosen. The hirees even stated that the male seemed more competent and deserving of a higher wage, even though the applications were the same. In addition, it's been noted that women of color in STEM are discriminated against at a higher rate and even earn STEM degrees at a lower rate, with data from 2014 and 2015 showing that only 10% of the STEM degrees earned were from women of color. The gap is huge for Asian, Latina, and Black women, making up less than 10% of female scientists and engineers. Moreover, another factor that perpetuates the gender gap within the STEM community are the occurrences of harassment and sexual assault that has created a hostile environment for women. Referring back to the study made by National Academies of Sciences, 58% of female respondents reported experiencing sexually harassing behaviors. More specifically, they were exposed to instances of unwanted flirtation or physical contact and intimidation, verbal, sexual advances, sexist jokes, and rape. Harassment has become such a normalized occurrence that much of the science-related fields recognize it as an open secret. In addition, this culture is extremely prevalent on research and field sites, with trainees getting harassed at an astronomically higher rate opposed to female scientists. Nonetheless, these issues are the very reason as to why there is such a large gender gap within the STEM fields, thus debunking many people's perception of women's status in STEM as equitable to men's. However, I believe that there are some solutions that can aid women in their pursuit of a science-related career. First and foremost, acknowledging the climate within the STEM community is necessary. More specifically, recognizing the intolerance for harassment and prejudice. Secondly, a program that encompasses every branch of the STEM field should be instilled to help inform the individuals, similar to Title X that was issued across all UC campuses. These programs should explicitly entail the repercussions for inappropriate actions, which much of the STEM community lacks. Lastly, another program needs to be instilled to help victims of the harassment culture and to help support females within the STEM fields. In every study I looked at, they all talked about how females weren't offered mentorship, feedback, or any support, whereas men were assigned mentors and boasted for their accomplishments. This divide in support is what causes a higher percentage of women to leave a STEM career rather than enter it. Hopefully, after watching this video, it's obvious that the playing field between women and men in STEM are not even close to being equal. But by using the solutions mentioned above, there very well may be an increase of women in STEM in the near future.